Hey everyone, it's Michelle. In today's video, I have another skin update for you all, and I'm really excited to share with you what's been going on since my last skin update back in July. Before we get into it, if you are new to my channel and you have absolutely no idea what this video is about, I highly encourage you to watch my previous skin update videos or read the corresponding blog posts, which I will link in the description box down below. It's going to provide greater context to what I'm talking about in this video. Basically, these videos are just me sharing my clear, healthy skin journey, my current concerns are acne control, as well as correcting the acne scarring I so graciously received from previous cystic acne breakouts in my past. Having said that, let's get into the skin update, starting off with the recap. So I have seen my dermatologist once again after using the 0.04% Tretinoin, 5% Dapsone, and taking 100 milligrams of Spironolactone daily for 3 months. She said that my skin looked really nice and clear and it is ready to receive some acne scar revision treatments. Because I was tolerating the 0.04% Tretinoin so well, she asked me if I wanted to bump up my prescription, to which I said yes. I am still using the 5% Dapsone alongside, and after a bit of experimenting, my sweet spot for Spironolactone is 2 tablets daily, which is 50 milligrams a day. However, during the first 3 months, I definitely had some pretty annoying side effects, which I will go into detail shortly. And for the last recap, I have finally done microneedling treatments for my acne scarring. That is it with the recap. Now moving on to the acne portion of this video. In my last skin update, I said I moved from 0.3% Adapalene to 0.04% Tretinoin, and those 3 months of using the Tretinoin for the first time, I have noticed such a difference in my acne control. It was definitely a lot better than when I was using Adapalene. Now that I'm on 0.1% Tretinoin, I feel like the acne control is more or less the same. If I do happen to break out, those breakouts don't even last. They're not even inflamed, and they don't even happen that often anymore. When I moved to 0.1% Tretinoin, I did notice that my skin was feeling a little bit dry again. I also noticed that my skin was a bit more sensitive and it got red a bit more easily. I also noticed that if I was using it too frequently, that I was breaking out a little bit. So I did cut back on the usage at first to only a few times a week. Now I'm trying to use it on a daily basis again, and so far it seems good. So for the Spironolactone, as I've mentioned, I went from taking 4 tablets daily down to 2, so I'm only taking 50 milligrams a day, and that is my personal sweet spot. If you recall, in my previous skin update, I mentioned that I have been eating keto for a few months, and I am still eating keto to this day. I found it was the best way to figure out what triggers my acne, and it has also improved my overall digestive health, but more on that in a different video. In terms of my acne, when I stick to keto, which is high fat, low carb, my skin stayed pretty nice and clear, but it was when I would carb cycle that I would break out like crazy, and that is when I noticed that the Adapalene and Dapsone was not enough to control my acne. My dermatologist knew about this, so that's why she suggested Spironolactone. And how I figured out that 50 milligrams was my personal sweet spot was that I would pretty much just lower the dose every single month after my visit to the dermatologist. And when I tried going down to 1 tablet daily, I noticed that when I carb cycled, I was breaking out, but the breakouts were actually pretty small and they weren't even inflamed, and they would go away quickly. But because a breakout came through, I upped the dose again to 2 tablets daily, and ever since then I have not experienced any kind of breakout on my chin whatsoever. It has been staying pretty clear. Overall, Spironolactone has been really good at controlling my acne, especially when I want to just indulge in carby foods. However, it did not come without side effects, especially in the first 3 months, and I have to say those were really annoying. There were 2 main side effects that I experienced that I really didn't like. The first one was dizziness. Now, I have experienced dizziness here or there from just getting up too quickly, but this type of dizziness was borderline fainting. As you can imagine, no one likes the feeling that they're going to faint, especially just from getting up from the couch. So during that time, I did have to be extra careful and go a little bit slower with my movements, and that lasted for about a few weeks. The other really annoying side effect was spotting. Now, I did spot for a week, but that wasn't all. I spotted for a month. A month of spotting. You have no idea how freaking annoying that was. Or maybe you do because you've taken Spironolactone before, but oh my god, I hated it. I was really close to giving up because, as you can imagine, I hated the fact that I was bleeding for about a month, but fortunately it stopped and it has not messed up my cycle since then. But still, that was just no. Moving on to scarring, ever since my prescription bumped up from Adapalene to Tretinoin, I definitely have noticed a continuous improvement in my texture. As I mentioned in my previous skin update video, the first things I've noticed is that my pores looked a lot better and just the overall skin texture has looked a lot more refined. So overall, Tretinoin has been great. I think it's one of the best things I ever put on my face. I just noticed my overall complexion looks a lot healthier. However, the biggest improvement with my texture has definitely come from the professional microneedling treatments. As I mentioned in my previous video, I was going to get 3 microneedling treatments done, which was recommended by my dermatologist and the medical esthetician who has actually performed the treatment on me. Now, I know that in my previous skin update, I did say that I would be doing it at my dermatologist's office, and that would cost me $1,525 for 3 sessions. However, the medical esthetician that I decided to go with, I have known her for years now. She has been in the industry for decades, and if I could trust anyone with my face, it would be her. Also, she did not charge me $1,525 for the treatments. Even if I did not know the medical esthetician personally, I still would have paid the $1,525 at my dermatologist's office just because I did purposely save up for that kind of treatment the day my acne finally became under control. As for the microneedling experience and the results, I will be doing a whole separate video on that. But what I can tell you right now is that after the first session, I noticed that my pores looked really good and my texture in general just looked a bit smoother. I also noticed that the wrinkle that I had forming right between my brows here, it feels softer. It doesn't feel as deep. After the second microneedling treatment, my pores looked even better. My texture looked even better. Again, this became a little bit softer, and I noticed the slight lines that I was getting around my orbital bone are not obvious anymore. And that is it for the skin update. In terms of my plan of action from here, I'll still be using the 0.1% Tretinoin and 5% Dapsone. It's been working really well at controlling my acne, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I really like the fact that I have Tretinoin in my skincare routine now because it's going to contribute to the well-aging aspect of my healthy skin journey. Since I completed the 3 sessions of microneedling, I was told to wait 8 months until I decided to do it again. But in the meantime, I can get other treatments done. I'm guessing like facials, like a hydrofacial, a radiofrequency facial, stuff like that. As for the Spironolactone, I will still continue taking 50 milligrams a day. Aside from the fact that I spotted for an entire month, I do know that the only reason I'm taking the Spironolactone is because it controls my breakouts when I have carby foods. Eating high fat, low carb has been working really well for me and kept my skin really nice and clear prior to even using Tretinoin in general. But I continue taking Spironolactone because I clearly have no discipline and I cater to my indulgences. And that is it for this video. As always, I hope you find content like this helpful and informative. If you did, please be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to my channel down below for future videos, and I will see you all soon. Ciao.